right, Saagar, what are you looking at?
Well, there is always more to the story than it seems. I've watched with great dismay as the tide has turned against Joe Rogan in one of the most transparent witch hunts that I've ever seen in my lifetime. First, he was the purveyor of vaccine misinformation. Then, he destroyed them with his response. Oh, okay, now he's a racist. When this one dies down, he'll be a transphobe, a misogynist. They are pulling out all the stops. I, along with many others, are resolved to fight back against them. But therein lies the question, who is them? It's a great question, one I have spent hours trying to get to the bottom of. So come along with this journey with me. I have previously laid out the various music interests at play behind Neil Young and the original boycott campaign from Blackstone and the hedge funds to Amazon Music. But the recent effort against Rogan has inspired deeper investigation, and I have found that this is even bigger than I originally thought. Something I took notice of Thursday is that this entire manufactured controversy began right before Spotify earnings season. The reason that matters is that the controversy caused a big headache for the CEO Daniel Ek, and it coincided with a not-so-great earnings report for Spotify, the company, meaning that whomever is striking against Rogan had maximum leverage as the stock plunged by 20%. It's in the down times that these companies are the most vulnerable. Now, I'm not claiming Rogan is the only reason that stock went down, but let's say organically it would have gone down to like 18, and now it's down 20. That 2% is literally hundreds of millions of dollars in value. Every tiny tenth of a percentage point matters at this level that we're talking about. And if you think that sounds far-fetched, it's not. Literally right now, Business Insider just dropped its second ridiculous hit piece on Barstool founder Dave Portnoy, right before his company Penn Gaming had its earnings calls. The best part? They did it twice in a row, a transparent effort to destroy his net worth. They do this all the time. It's a piece of the playbook. But again, that they question. Well, it could be a lot of people. Per my friend Unusual Whales, here are the companies that are short Spotify big time. RBBN Fund, Calamos Investment Trust run by a billionaire, Luthold Funds Inc., Guidestone Funds, Morningstar Alternative Funds, Northern Lights Fund Trust 3. It's difficult to dig into who exactly owns these and controls them, but I'm putting them out there in the world for all of you to see, perhaps for others to take on the mantle. The other question to always look into is the Latin phrase cui bono. Who benefits? On this one, we all know the answer. No single person has benefited more from this fracas than Amazon founder Jeff Bezos. As I previously reported, Neil Young, of course, is immediately starting giving people a 4-month free deal on Amazon Music after leaving Spotify. And the company put both Young and Mitchell right smack dab on its homepage, using the controversy to try to get signups and generate even more revenue. But the craziest thing I saw was this true hit job was a helpful guide from the Washington Post, who wrote an entire article titled How to Quit Spotify Without Losing Your Music. Just a helpful lifestyle tidbit, of course, except who owns the Washington Post? Oh, that's right, Jeff Bezos. Article just so happens to include handy little instructions about how to port all your music off of the platform if you just so happen to turn over to Amazon Music. Now, one of the reasons I knew bigger forces were at play is because this is an old school Washington play. Almost nothing you see is organic or authentic, and that even includes the Joe Rogan racial controversy. So while the clip of him saying the N-word over and over again is one that's existed for years, there's a group on Twitter that was most responsible for disseminating it to black artists and urging cancellation. It's called Patriot Takes. Now here's a statement from Patriot Takes taking credit for this. They say they're going to keep going. It's out in the open. So who the hell are these people? Let's investigate per their website. Patriot Takes is a group dedicated to exposing right-wing misinformation. Oh, okay, nothing shady about that. Who funds them? They are partnered with an organization called Midas Touch. Now, Midas Touch describes itself as a, quote, producing the best pro-democracy political videos and content and include a political action committee. That's interesting, a super PAC. So this is a world I know a lot about. Who exactly is donated to this political action committee? Well, per my research, one of the biggest donors to Midas Touch PAC is none other than Bette Midler, the washed-up actress who most recently said West Virginia is full of, quote, poor, illiterate, and strung-out people, in reference to Joe Manchin. They're not sending their best, in other words, is what she said. But who else? Of course, also on the list, Reid Hoffman. Hoffman is probably the single largest donor in Democratic politics today, next to George Soros. He has donated some $400 million to these types of groups and all sorts of shady efforts, including funding a literal fake news publication in Alabama to try and swing the Senate election down there. So here we have a shady Democratic media group who is finding these clips, funded by Silicon Valley billionaire and a Hollywood actress, as well as a lot of other types. Now, as for the operation itself, let's look deeper. Midas Touch Group is run by three brothers, one of whom was once a social media manager for Ellen DeGeneres. Now, the group was a resistance media operation, which generated cringe clicks during the 2020 election. But by 2021, even Rolling Stone magazine unveiled the effort as one that took millions of dollars from big donors and anti-Trump liberals and appears to have dramatically oversold its influence. It's basically a Blue Lincoln project. So do you guys get the big picture now? Wall Street, Jeff Bezos, big Democratic donors, resistance media operation. This is a political hatchet job I know quite well. I recognized it the moment I saw MoveOn.org and Ultraviolet get involved last week. And I'll continue to stand up for Rogan in the only way that I think I uniquely can. Following the money, uncovering the corridors of power. We're never going to give up here on this show. That's the thing, Crystal. I mean, you look at this group, Midas Touch Super PAC, Bette Midler money, Reid Hoffman money, all this stuff going on.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching.
That's right. Just as a reminder, you can become a premium subscriber today. Watch the full show completely uncut, our reactions to each other's monologues. You get to listen to it. You get to ask us questions, all that good stuff. Link is right there in the description or at breakingpoints.com.
Best of all, great way to say screw you to the mainstream media.